Hi, my name is John. If you're new to the channel, it's called In John's Universe. And if you're coming back to check us out again, I appreciate you looking in. And if you're new to the channel, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I think today is going to be blooper hell because I've already had a couple of false starts and I've eliminated them, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Anything that I screw up, I'm just going to cut and I'll put it at the end of the video so you can laugh at me and say, what a idiot he is today. Today we're going to talk about, I don't know, extrovert, introvert, being an ambivert. A lot of people say, what the hell is he talking about? Uh, this channel, we're going to explore all kinds of fascinating topics to make life a little bit more interesting. And what I'm saying is is you and I, we're going to interact. We're going to interact by your comments, maybe by your emails to me. And hopefully, you'll put out some information I'll get onto and I could check out and report back to you. And we can make it an interactive type of a channel. And that's what I'm hoping to be. Today, we're diving into something we all wonder about. Are we an extrovert? Are we an introvert? Or are we an ambivert? And here's the kicker. The question is, can it change over the years? And stick around because we're about to break it all down. What does it mean? Okay, now, dependent upon your degree of being an extrovert, introvert, or ambivert, and I'll describe each one of those characteristics in a minute, it could impact how you interact and put up your YouTube channel. And this is why I think it's important. Today, if you look at an extrovert, I should say, let's start out with an extrovert. Here's the basics. Extroverts are energized in social settings. They love group activities and thrive on interaction. And I'll give you an example of somebody that's famous, Winfrey. She's known for her outstanding charisma and ability to connect with others. Introverts. Now, there's one that's very prominent, and it was a long time ago. They recharge by spending time alone and prefer solitude in a low stimulation environment. Effectively, what they are deep thinkers. And Albert Einstein was a famous introvert. Now, getting into an ambivert, they're the ones that sit in the middle. They can have any degree of being an extrovert, being an introvert. And one of the prime examples of this is most recently is former President Barack Obama. When he is energized, he can talk to a big crowd and pump them up. And that shows his extroverted uh, mentality or characteristic. However, he liked his quiet solitude time too. So that meant he would reflect back into his introverted side. So basically, he's an ambivert. He can switch between each one of the personality traits. Personality traits can vary widely, but they generally fall into a few categories that define a person's characteristics and interactions with the world. Some common traits include extroversion, introversion, conscientiousness, can't even say that, neuroticism, and somebody that's open to experience. They're creative, they're curious, they're imaginative, and they're open to new ideas and experiences. And there's all different variations within those main characteristics. However, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, so I don't think I'm the type of person that can explain why you are, as far as what's going on with your psyche and the way you've turned out over the years. Now, there's been proof that you could have started out in life as an extrovert. You could have been very vivacious as a child and like to be in the limelight, as most children do. But sometimes children like to be alone. They like to read a book and they like to have their quiet time. But as you get older, all these factors come into play to define the way you are as far as a personality type or trait. I'm gonna go on to the next segment, so I'm just gonna keep rolling it. All right, now here's the juicy part. Can someone switch from being an introvert to an extrovert or vice versa? Now, personality is influenced by genetics and life experiences. Life circumstances like career changes, or major life events can change tendencies. An example of this would be a shy, introverted student might develop extroverted traits through public speaking roles later in life. Now, here's some myths. Let's bust a few myths. Uh, Introverts are always shy and extroverts are always outgoing. That's not true. Again, it's a famous person. Lady Gaga is an extrovert, but has admitted to moments of introverted reflection. Ambiverts are indecisive, false. They're adaptable to different situations. Studies suggest most people fall somewhere on the ambivert spectrum rather than being purely introverted or extroverted. Here's a key takeaway: understanding yourself is a key to thriving. An introvert, schedule time alone after big social events. Extroverts, seek opportunities to connect with others often. Ambiverts, embrace flexibility and balance social and introspective moments. Personality types aren't labels to limit you. They're only tools to better understand your needs and strengths. Shifts in tendencies over time are normal and part of personal growth. All right, this is an important part. Here's a breakdown about extroverts, introverts, and ambiverts and how their traits might align with your YouTube channel. Now, extroverts, I talked about key traits: energized by social interactions and external stimulation, comfortable being the center of attention. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. I've been an extrovert on several occasions, being the center of attention at parties and, you know, did stupid things when I was younger, especially when I had a couple of drinks in me. But that's another story for another time. And extroverts thrive in group settings and enjoy spontaneous, likely environments. Now, the strengths for a YouTube channel for an extrovert would be camera presence. Extroverts are naturally animated and engaging, which can make them captivating on camera. Consistency. They're likely to enjoy the process of interacting with their audience through comments, live streams, or collaborations. Networking, they excel at this. They excel at building relationships, which helps with collaborations, partnerships, and connecting with other creators. Now, the challenges for an extrovert is they take on too many projects at one time, which can lead to burnout. And they have difficulty doing solo work. Editing and other solitary tasks probably bore them. They feel drained and they find it tedious. So they don't like doing that kind of stuff. Now, the strengths for a YouTube channel for an introvert is they prefer solitude or small, intimate settings. They're focused on reflective, often thoughtful communications, and they're energized by spending time alone. And their strengths are depth of contact. Introverts are often deliberate and detail oriented, producing thoughtful, high quality content. That connection, while they might not thrive on large scale interaction, introverts often build deep, meaningful connections with their audience, or for lack of a better term, with their subscribers. Solo productivity. They're usually comfortable working alone and great for editing and planning. Okay. Now, an introvert, some of their challenges for that they possess possibly for a YouTube channel is their on camera presence. Being on camera or in the public eye may initially feel uncomfortable, though practice can help. That's something that I have to do. I'm not really comfortable about it, but I know I stutter and stammer my words and I get forgetful and I have to, read my notes or read the bullet points or whatever I have in front of me. And that's why I think the bloopers are going to be hysterical because sometimes I just lose my focus. But that's a function of age. Audience engagement, regular interaction with viewers, like responding to comments or live streaming, could be overwhelming. So they may have trouble uh, as far as doing that with their YouTube channel, and that's part of their challenges. Now, let's get on to the key traits of an ambivert. A mixture of extrovert and introvert tendencies dependent upon the situation. So they can go with the flow. If they have to be a little bit extroverted at times, they do so. If they have to be introverted, they do so. And I think that's how maybe the spectrum that I fall on. Uh, as I got older, I've noticed myself wanting more alone time, more quiet time, more reflective time. Whereby when I was younger, I partied all the time. I was, louder. I was in social situations like playing sports where there was a lot of people around and things like that. And I thrived on it. But as I got older, it doesn't matter to me anymore. And I think I've embraced it. I run a store, and I mentioned that before, and a lot of my subscribers come into my store. However, when I'm in the store, I take charge. I'm an extrovert. I do whatever I need to do to make sure that the store runs properly and everybody's having a good time. Um, Again, the key trait for an ambivert, they're comfortable in social settings, but they also appreciate alone time and adaptable and balanced in their approach to energy management. Again, that's me. And I'm sure you can, as we go along, you can see some of these tendencies in yourself and say, hey, I thought I was an introvert, but I'm really not an introvert, a true introvert. I have tendency to be, on this side of the spectrum, so I can be an extrovert at times. So hopefully this information will help you define or determine, where on the spectrum, as far as these personality traits, you fall. Now, strengths for a YouTube channel for an ambivert. Ambiverts can adjust to the needs of the moment, whether it's connecting with the audience or focusing on behind the scene tasks. Relatability. Their balanced personality can appeal to a broader audience, as they're likely to connect with both introverts and extroverts. Well, hopefully that's true. So my paper come up that I'm reading from, but actually I'm paraphrasing it. And their flexibility in their content. They can comfortably switch between high energy videos and more reflective, intimate ones. Now, the challenges for an ambivert is energy management, finding the right balance between extroversion and introversion. Activities can be tricky, especially if one demands more focus. And they overthink. Oh, God, that's me. I overthink. Ambiverts might struggle with indecision as they see the pros and cons of different approaches. Now, who might excel with a YouTube channel? Extroverts. They're great for lifestyle, travel, vlogging, and live stream focused content. Introverts. They're ideal for tutorials, storytelling, reviews, or niche deep dive topics. An ambivert. They're perfect for a blend of content styles, such as a mix of vlogs and educational videos, adapting based on their mood and audience feedback. No matter where you land on the spectrum, the key is to understand and embrace your personality type. Extroverts lean into activities to connect with others, like joining clubs or attending events. Introverts, don't be afraid to schedule alone time after social events to recharge. Ambiverts, use your adaptability to switch gears depending on the situation. You've got the best of both worlds. Remember, your personality type isn't a box to trap you in. It's a tool to help you thrive in your own unique way. And if you feel your tendency shifting over time, that's just part of your personal growth and how other life situations impact your personality as you go along in life. Uh, I can get into that, on a personal basis, but there's no need to. I'm sure you can relate back and look back on your own life and say, hey, this happened in my life. And it kind of changed the way I viewed things. And it made me a different person at that time. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. I know I have. Let me see. The last thing, what about you? Have you noticed shifts in your personality over the years? Are you an introvert, an extrovert, or can you be categorized as an ambivert? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. Uh, that's the most important thing. I want to be interactive with other people when they get into this channel. I haven't really defined a niche yet, and I guess my niche is helping, how to, maybe. But I'm going to be talking about a lot of things, from my perspective. I mean, I'm 78 years old. I'm going to talk about my perspective when I was younger and some of the things that I did over those years. And now, as I'm older, hopefully I know better about some of these things. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that relate to current situations and my current world. And that's why I entitled my YouTube channel "In John's Universe," because it's actually my universe. And I'm encouraging you to join me on this journey. Hopefully, you'll find it interesting, and you'll want to come back and look at future videos that I put up. And by all means, please leave me comments, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not going to be upset if it's somebody criticizes me. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe, hit the like button if you like this video. If you want future notifications, there's a little bell next to the subscribe button down below. And, hit the bell. And hopefully you'll subscribe and you'll look for future videos. And we can go on this journey together, because I think I have a lot of information that I want to share. So thanks again for listening. I appreciate it. And wait for the bloopers at the end. If I can do this right, I'll cut it and I'll label it bloopers, and you'll get a kick at some of my missteps along the way. And again, I'm not perfect, and that's why you don't need to be perfect to start a YouTube channel. The most important thing is you have information to share. Another important thing is you have to look at that lens on the camera and imagine a person on the other side that you're talking to. And I have a heck of a time trying to do that, and it's just going to take practice. I have some notes, stuck behind the camera, and I have some notes in front of me that I refer to often. And supposedly, you're not supposed to do that because it's not polished enough. But I'm not a polished person. You're not going to find a slick channel with all the bells and whistles and all the transitions and all the fancy graphics and exploding this and exploding that. That's not me. You're not going to hear me yelling and screaming. You got to subscribe. You got to do this. And send money to Patreon or whatever. You're not going to hear that from me. I am what I am, and again, if you like it, stick with me. If you don't like it, don't subscribe and don't come back. I mean, that's fine with me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. There's something out there for everybody. And I believe YouTube offers that for everybody. So thanks again, and hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye. If you just, happen to, get on our channel or my channel today, thank you for joining us. I can't even talk. Cut it. Hey there. Welcome back to In John's Universe. I'm John, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for checking this out. I would hope that you would subscribe and stick around for future videos by hitting the subscribe button and also hitting the notifications bell. If you're already a subscriber, thanks again for joining today. I appreciate it. Maybe the old man does have some, useful information that I can impart upon you. And that's my hope over the years. Now, today we're going to talk about the fascinating world of personality traits, and I'm going to, focus on extroversion, introversion, and somewhere in between as an ambivert. What I mean is, can these personality types change over time? Let's dive in. And I think it's important that you wait to the end, because I'll talk about how some of these personality traits uh, can affect how you do YouTube and your success or non-success in YouTube. So you have to really do some introspection on yourself and figure out the way you are, and then tailor your YouTube presentation to the way you are. And that's that's all it takes, along with some technical knowledge that you'll gain over time. And as I keep mentioning, if I can do it, you can do it. So let's get started. Let's do this together. Hey there. Welcome back to my channel. If you've already subscribed, thank you. I appreciate it. And again, thanks again for joining me on today's video. If you're new to my channel, thanks for joining. I mean, thanks for coming in. I don't know about joining, but let me cut that out. I'm going to start a new one now. Hey there. If you're back listening to me again, thanks for subscribing and following me on my YouTube channel. If you just, you know, happen to, get on our channel or my channel today, thank you for joining us. I can't even talk. Cut it. And there's many other personality traits, and they can vary widely. I just picked on these three because it's easy to explain them. Again, there's extroversion. Yeah, I was going to talk. Let me explain the three that I picked today. Extroversion. I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to talk about it. All right, cut it there. All right, each personality type can thrive on YouTube with the right strategies tailored for their strengths and challenges. I'm going to repeat that sentence again. Each personality type can thrive on YouTube. I'm going to do it again. Each personality type can thrive on YouTube with the right strategies tailored to their strengths and challenges. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. And what I'm going to, how I'm going to wrap this thing up is, let me see, where the hell am I? I'm going to wrap it up right here. Um, uh, well, I'm going to actually talk about this. No matter where you land on the spectrum, the key is, here's the takeaway. Understanding yourself is key to thriving. Now, an introvert or extrovert, seek opportunities to seek. Let me start that again. If you're still figuring out where you land on the spectrum, that's okay too. Let's explore together. Before you go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explorations into the fascinating universe of you and me. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, take care of yourselves and embrace your unique energy, introverted, extrovert, or somewhere in between. All right, now I'm going to get to, here's a breakdown. Extroverts are normally animated and engaging, which can make them captivating on camera. Now, consistency, they're likely to enjoy the process of interacting with their audience through comments, live streams, or collaborations. And networking, they thrive on networking. Extroverts excel at building relationships, which helps with collaborations, partnerships, and connecting with others. Now, the challenges for an extrovert is burnout. Extroverts might take on too many projects due to their enthusiasm, which can lead to, you know, burnout, especially connecting with other creators. No, I don't want to say that. All right, let's go back to, I don't know where the hell I want to go back to. Camera presence.